Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be doing a review of the Sennheiser HD 555s. Now the Sennheiser HD 555s are a fantastic headset. I've been using them for about a week now, and I was kind of putting off doing the review because I wanted to get some longer exposure to them to actually see, if any little quirks pop up, like, how if you use a product for a certain amount of time, you see like, I really wish they didn't do that or something of the sorts. So I gave myself some more time to actually use them, and I've been using them for about a week and a half or so, and they're a fantastic headset. Now, as you can see on the side of it here, it's a rather large ear cup, and it's an around the ear design so that it's very comfortable for long periods of wearing. And the actual piece of foam itself is incredibly soft, and it fits really nicely around the ear. And for extended times of wearing, it doesn't hurt after a while. For the first few days, it does, but then your ears get used to it and it doesn't hurt anymore. But there, you see that there's a kind of piece of mesh here, and what that is that it's an open speaker design. The speaker cone is on the inside, and the actual sound gets shot out towards your ear, but this allows the speaker to oscillate and get much better sound due to the fact that it's got an open air source, so it has very good pressure, so it creates a very, very crisp, clean sound. And these have technology called ear, which I will talk about later, and as you can see, they articulate very well, and they fit just about every size head you could ever want to put them on. Now, as for the specs, they have a pressure of 3.5 N, which, as I was talking about earlier, they don't press down on your ear very hard. They weigh 260 grams, which is pretty good. They're not all too heavy. They're not light and flimsy either. They have a 3-meter copper cable, and that comes out to, it's just about a 10-foot cable. And the end of the jack has a 6.3 millimeter jack, which I'll go over later. They are 15 to 28,000 hertz, which is both lower and higher than the human ear can hear, which, having this capability to go up to such a high hertz, it makes it so that it could hit 28,000, but it's not going to need to. So if it needed to hit 20,000, it would have no problem at all. It has a 112 decibel volume capability. It's 500 milliwatts of power. The distortion rating on it is less than 0.2%, and its impedance is 50 ohms. Now, as I was talking about, it comes with a 6.3 millimeter or a 1/4 inch jack, the kind that you would plug into a guitar amp or some studio recording, and it is gold plated, but provided with it is what's called a barrel adapter, which just has a 1/4 inch jack on this side and a 3.5 millimeter on this side. Then you just plug them into one another, and then you have a regular old 3.5 millimeter jack that you can plug into your computer or your iPod or your cell phone or whatever. The only problem being that then whatever you have it plugged into, you have this much stuff running off of it. And of course, you can plug it into anything you want if you have the proper adapter. Like here, I have an adapter so that I can plug it into my cell phone. But once again, then you need another converter. But it has the full capability to be converted into whatever you need it to be. Now, as I said earlier, this has a technology called EAR, which is Ergonomic Acoustic Refinement, which allows the headset to tilt and shift. So wherever your ears are placed on your head, or anything of any differences from person to person, it allows it to contour to your head perfectly. And no matter what, it fits extremely comfortably. Even if you want to have them on and take off one of the headsets and put it on the back of your head so you can hear somebody else talking, then it allows you to do that perfectly well. It's extremely comfortable due to this technology. Now, one thing with the open speaker design and the overall way that the actual headset is made, you will experience that if you're listening to it at anything on a higher, respectable level of volume, if somebody else is in the room with you and the room is at a quiet to moderately loud level, they will hear what you're listening to. So this is really a headset that you want for like at home private audio listening or music on the go. You don't really want this for like an office environment unless you're listening to things at a relatively low volume. Now, as for the box itself, it's actually a really cool box, and it's a good way of having everything put together. You simply pull up, pull out, and there's the spot where the headphones are. Just a piece of plastic covering it, pull that out, and the headphones would be held right there. And then on the inside, on each side, they have multiple different languages of all the technologies and information about the headset. Now, for those of you that have ever had a headset before in their life, you know that things break. The ear cups might get ripped off, the cable might get frayed or broken or cut on any end, or even the drive head might blow out and you're hosed and you need to go out and buy another headset. Well, Sennheiser has really nice self-repair capabilities. If you need new head cushions, you can just go online, buy the cushions. These pull right off with a little bit of force. You put on the new ones, there you go. Now, if your cable frays, you pull the head cushion off. There's a little cube holding in the bottom of the cable. You pull out the cube, you unplug the cable from the actual drive head. You pull out the wire just right out of the bottom, and you plug in your new wire. And basically anything that breaks, aside from the whole thing getting smashed, you can just, instead of spending another $165 on the pair of headset, you can spend 10 or 20 and get it repaired. Now, obviously these are a quite expensive pair of headsets. On Sennheiser's website, they're $165, but if you look around elsewhere on Newegg and Amazon, like for instance, I got them on Amazon for, I believe, $84, brand new. So if you look around, you can get them much, much cheaper. So that pretty much finishes this one up. So I would really recommend these to anybody who really likes high quality audio. These are a member of the Sennheiser audiophile build, which is, if you don't know what an audiophile is, it's basically somebody who's addicted to really good audio. It was a term that they came up with a while ago, but there is both models lower and higher than this. There's the HD 595, 600, 650, and even the HD 800, which are $1,300. But there is one lower than this. I believe it's the 515 or something of the sorts. And if you really do high quality audio, these things, the quality on them is ridiculous. Listening to acoustics and things of the sort, it's like you're there. There have actually been times where I've listened to a movie, heard things, and I've turned around in my room thinking there was something behind me. It just sounds like it's there. And listening to records, MP3s in 320 kilohertz, I can tell you that MP3, it's so much quality loss, because when you're getting up there, you just hear scratching, and you can even hear recording errors. There's a particular song you're listening to, you can hear where the guitarist kind of scratched out the wrong string and they just kind of wiped over it in post-production. It's just unbelievable. I couldn't imagine what the higher end models, like the 600 and the 650s, maybe someday I'll get my hands on them, but as of now, this is all I really needed. So if you really need a good headset, instead of constantly buying crappy $30 ones, I mean, think about it, you buy 4 crappy $30 ones, you've already paid more than just up and buying one really good pair. So I would say it would be a worthy investment, and I would recommend these headsets to anybody in a private environment where nobody around you would be bothered by loud music. And they aren't even really that fragile, so you wouldn't have to worry about carrying them from place to place. The only trouble with being mobile is the fact that there's a 10-foot cable. And I've developed ways to get around that. Like, I actually just wrap up like 5 or 6 feet of it and zippy tie it and just put that part in my pocket so it winds up working out. But yeah, so I would really recommend these to anybody who's willing to just up and get some good audio. So, thank you everybody for watching. Please be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will see you all later.